McAlester, Oklahoma, part of Pittsburgh County. McAlester is the home of the Oklahoma State Penitentiary, the site of an inside-the-walls prison rodeo. McAlester is one of 6 probation and parole district offices established in 1967. Probation and parole is the unit of the DOC responsible for the supervision of offenders sentenced by the court to suspended and deferred probationary sentences, offenders released from incarceration to parole, offenders released to global position satellite monitoring and electronic monitoring for DUI. Officers with the Southeast District supervise approximately 3,192 clients, which covers 22 counties. Basically everything east of Interstate 35 to the Arkansas border and from Interstate 40 south to the Texas border. In 2011, the Southeast District went high-tech and introduced electronic monitoring. The McAlester office has 3 officers that supervises approximately 240 clients.
So my name is Justin Joyce and I'm here to interview you today and just ask a couple of questions. First off, what is your name, job title, where and how long have you been employed?
Okay. My name is Spencer King. I'm a probation and parole officer number 2, and I've been employed with the Department of Corrections for about 15 years. So I work here in the Southeast District office here in McAlester.
Okay. What qualifications do they look for with applicants?
The qualifications for probation and parole here in Oklahoma, we have a policy and procedure that we have to go by, and you have to have a bachelor's degree. They like for you to have some sort of experience. It's not necessary though. So.
Okay. What kind of training did you receive when you were hired on?
Okay, we actually go through 2 different kinds of training. We have probation parole specific training that we'll do, and we also will go through CLEAT as well. So we are commissioned state officers.
Do you receive any yearly training, and if so, what type?
Yes, we receive yearly training. You're going to look at firearm requalifications, CPR, first aid, and then we'll have our specific probation kind of training that we're going to gear towards, and that would be towards assessments and stuff of that nature.
What was your perception of community corrections before becoming a probation officer, and has it changed at all since?
Prior to me being a probation officer, I was actually a police officer, so there's a big discrepancy between what we do and what police officers do. A lot of paperwork as probation officers, a lot of case management, a lot of counseling, a lot of our job is to keep people out of prison and keep them from going back into prison. So it's not all about just locking them up and throwing away the key.
Let's see. What is something you'd like to see change or improve in your field?
Oh, without a doubt, resources. We're just really limited as to what we can do with individuals, especially with substance abuse. It's minimum. Mental health is another big one. Just if we could just open the door to improve those fields where we could get these people to where they need to be. Mm-hmm.
How often are you in the field versus being in your office like you are right now, or at court?
Well, being in the field, we're normally only in the field about 3 or 4 days a month. We'll have to go out and do home visits and field arrests and stuff of that nature. Court, just when we get subpoenas, it depends on each month, varies by the amount of violation reports that you've submitted to the court and being subpoenaed into court. But I would probably say at least 90% of your time is going to be here in the office. Mm-hmm.
What's your main type of clients that you deal with on a day-to-day basis?
I'm going to say substance abuse abusers, people that have been in trouble with substance abuse. We have a lot of second-degree burglaries, things of that nature. We also deal with GPS inmates now that are coming out early release, and they're on a GPS monitor. So it's about it.
And how many clients do you have currently on your workload?
I have 82, but that varies from month to month. It's not uncommon to have over 100, and you want to keep your caseload manageable as much as possible.
Describe one of your just typical work days. Just
Okay. First thing you do when you come into the office is you'll pull up the jail log on the jail sheet. You want to make sure that none of your probationers have been arrested over the weekend or over the night. If there has been, then you have to do a violation report, letting the courts know that your individual's been arrested, and make a recommendation to the court. Once you get done with that, you're going to be seeing your clients. You should have a scheduled when they come in. You want to make sure all their transition plans, is what we call, are up to date, and make sure that they're following that plan. Make sure they're following the mandate of the court as well, that they have rules and conditions that are set forth by the court, and you just will go over those rules and conditions and make sure that, and sometimes the court will specify specific things that they want. You want to make sure that those are being followed.
okay. What is your most challenging part of your job?
Motivating people to change. It's breaking cycles of they'll get used to doing things one way and not getting out and expanding their horizons. When you're dealing with people with substance abuse, that's all they live for, is to use, and it's breaking that mindset that there's more to life than just using drugs, and so that would definitely probably be the most challenging part of this job.
And then just kind of final wrap up question. What's I guess your best story that you can disclose as far as
a success?
Yeah, a success story. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not going to no names, but I had an individual in here. She was really, she had a lot of drive and potential, and she was able to go back to school actually, and she had to jump through a lot of hurdles, but she actually became an RN. She had to go through the Oklahoma Nursing Board and go through that. She was basically tested numerous times over for drugs. She was a phenomenal person. She just persevered throughout her supervision, and she is now moving up in her career path, and so we're just really proud of her,
All right. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.